a new challenger.
Our fighters are ready to lay it all on the line.
Round one. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Oh, whiffs the grab. Utilizes an overdrive art there to tack on just a little more damage. Player 2 has used up all of their drive gauge. Takes a trip. Player 2 needs to deal with this burnout. Takes them all the way to the corner with that. Throws them to negate the block. Life lead opens up. So they break going on the offensive? This is gonna be Badger in there! Player 1 hits up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Misses the drive impact. Player 2 didn't manage their drive properly through that round. Meter management is absolutely vital, and they need to manage it properly for this coming round. And fall for the throw! That's what they came for! A quick breather, perfect KO. They were in full control there. That was a clinic on how a solid neutral game wins matches. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Gets the counter hit throw. That throw hits for a punish counter. They can't take out of it. Well, they managed to escape the corner, but they can't let their guard down. Opts for the throw. Steps in for the throw. I can't keep track of these corner switches. Those fighters have used up a generous amount of drive already. What's the play here? Player 2 in that dangerous burnout state. One fighter's drive gauge is just about empty. Can they recover, or are they in trouble here? At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important here. Throws them to negate the block. Recovers from burnout. Both can end the round now, and the drive gauge is... burnout activates! Player 1 is gonna have to wait for that drive gauge. Can they stick it out? Not much movement, but the thinking caps are definitely on. Jumps, sees them coming and shrugs it off because he finishes with the throw. Player 1 hits up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. They both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Jumps up, grabs them, takes advantage of the hesitation, and gets some good damage in return. Delivers the pain right to their doorstep. Full SAE puts the super armor to good use. Throw connects and does big damage. Sees them coming and shrugs it off with the super armor. Charges forward. Jumps, tries to act quickly, but whips the attack. Gotta do better than that. Totsugeki to the face. Can they create an opportunity for themselves to seal the deal? Player 2, wall splat into the guard break. Good old slaps. Player 2 distantly does some big damage. Taking chunks out of each other. Drive impact misses. Critical art is on set. Pumps the brakes on the impact. Fights back, flatlines them. Gotta hand it to both of our fighters. They put on a real clinic for us.
Hadouken!
Oh, looks like these two have more beef than a Philly cheesesteak.
Get into the ring! Round one. Fight!
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Whoa, hold on. Strikes back with the drive impact. They gotta escape from the corner before the pressure builds up. Oh, brushes off the throw. Adds on a bit extra to that to make sure the opponent walks away with a full plate. Player one is in burnout. Drives off the table. One fighter's drive gauge is just about empty. Can they recover, or are they in trouble here? This is the range where things get messy. Can they utilize their reach or bait each other out? Good job blocking the jump in. Their shoulder delivers the pain right to their doorstep. Digs in deep to get that drive in. Player two will end the round with a sick combo. Amazing.
Round two.
Player two picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Oh, the punish counter gives them a great opening here to do big damage. Punish is there with the drive impact, really laying on the pressure. Both fighters have a Polito throw. You can't let them close in like that. Hits them with a stop and pop. It's a good spot to use the super. Level 3 super. Spending that meter like it's nobody's business.
Now you know history.
They're experiencing burnout. Perfect execution with the anti-air. We have super arts on deck. There's still a chance to turn this around. Jumps up, barely blocks the jump, wraps it up with a throw. Player two brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Will we see our fighters feel each other out or just let it fly in this opening round? Maintains composure and pushes out of the corner. An aggressive attack. Uncomfortable space here. Can they clip each other on the edge? Absorbs the attack and fires back. I wonder how both fighters will adapt to what we've seen so far. Player two is going to have a hard time managing their drive now. Picture perfect punish counter. Nice. Sees the combo through and takes the round. Player two picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Hold your breath. They can't squander this punish counter chance. Good old slaps. Grabs him. What'll happen here? Both fighters have a full super meter off, charges forward. Their spacing is so on point right now. But Boost gets out of that jam with a perfect parry. Knockdown and... oh, says no to the impact. Excellent block to shut out the impact. Sees him coming and shrugs it off with the super arm. Sumo headbutt. Full SA meters on... this is gonna hurt. A quick breather. Player one needs to use the threat of the corner here. There's a change of stuff, brushes that off and keeps going. Slaps him! Big drive gauge difference here with little life left. Only a little cloud sat and waited for this moment. Put the fear of God in it. Gotta hand it to both of our fighters. They put on a real clinic for us.
A new challenger.
Our fighters are ready to lay it all on the line.
Round one. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Goes for the surprise rush in. Tries to throw, but doesn't connect. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Can they use the corner to mount a comeback? Does not want to get stuck in the corner. Throws them to negate the block. What's the play here? Neither of them willing to back off. Player 1 is going to have a hard time managing their drive now. The corner makes it hard to escape. Experiencing burnout. Player 1 needs to hold out until their drive gauge recovers. Jumps. Delivers the pain right to their doorstep. Finishes it with the anti-air. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Gets the parry in and adds some pressure. Goes in on the impact for nothing. Handle with care. You can't drop driving hacks. Uses the gauge for the super. They're not playing around here.
Bet that hurt.
Wow, that's some big time damage there. Burnout activates. Quick, were they baiting them into that? Quick dasher. What'll happen here? Player 1 needs going on the offensive. Player 2 is dominating this match. Delivers the pain right to their doorstep. Handing experiencing burnout. Went for the chip kill. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks. Scuff them. Quick dash. Hit them with a stopping pop. Digs in deep to get that drive in. That's how you force your opponent to do what you want so you can get a punish. Player drives it back, misses. Quick step forward. Here comes a big combo. Does he right? Oh, putting the cherry on top, over in a flash.
How's that?
Player 2 is a force to be reckoned with. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Denies the jump in. Fantastic reactions there. Smart play there to go for the air-to-air. Even if it can't lead to a combo, it's low risk but effective. The throw hits. Now the fun begins. Closes the gap for the grab. Picture perfect punish counter. Somehow pushes back all the way to center stage. The timing was on point with that parry. Player 2 is almost dead, but some clutch drive moves and a few prayers could turn this around in their favor. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. I can't keep track of these corner switches. Takes a trip. Was aerial Tatsu. The quarter makes, ooh, what's this? What's gonna happen? Yes! Drive impact for the win. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Grabs them. Jumps. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Blocking a jump in attack means you're at a disadvantage, so they should be looking to anti-air instead. Both sides have the super gauge maxed and ready to rip. Looking to impress with this super. Uses the gauge for the super. They're not playing around here.
Bet that hurt.
Wow, that's some big time damage there. Barely blocks the jump in. They must have a game plan here with a critical art on deck, but executing that plan is experiencing burnout. This at least KO. Player 2 took no time to finish that fight.
challenger.
Our fighters are ready to lay it all on the line.
Round one. Fight.
The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. Blocks the jump in. The throw hits. Now the fun begins. Steps in for the throw. There's a punish counter. This can lead to something very big if they can capitalize. That was a solid anti-air. Goes for the drive rush there. Player 2 needs to deal with this burnout. Gets a crucial back throw in. Player 2 adds a little super juice into this combo for more damage. Jump, caught in the cross-up. Checks him with the boom. Player 2 can't afford mistakes without that drive. They get the stuff to come from the brink like that. What a comeback. Player 1 with the first strike, but they can't get complacent.
Round 2. Fight.
Checking their reactions with a fireball? The next round is beginning. What's gonna happen now? Turns the drive gauge. Player 1 did a great job of reading their opponent up close that last round. Can they keep the momentum? Going in? Player 2 can build off this lead. There's been some back and forth, but no one has dominated the fight. Jumps? Reads their mind and experiencing burnout. Player 2 has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. Brushes that off and keeps going. This Shin Hashogaki is gonna sting. Knockdown and player 1 will look to apply pressure here. Scrapping it out up close. Oh, the throw connects. Player 1 holding on to that corner advantage. Oh my god, they just choked it up. Uses their drive gauge. Who's gonna take it? Were they looking to connect with an overdrive arc from this situation? Stun, City, Population U closes it out. Player 1 was an absolute beast in that match. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Big gap between the two fighters, so they throw out a fireball. Denying them a breather there with a long-range fireball. What are these fighters thinking now? Player 2 has used up all of their drive gauge. They need to hold out. But big trouble here. The stun is going to leave them defenseless. The drive gauge is completely empty, meaning their ability to block is also weak. Can they outlast it? Opts for the throw. Both players have near empty super arc gauges. Whoever can build theirs up first may have a big advantage here. Player 1 doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. All right, what's coming up next? Player 2 needs to use what little drive they have left effectively. Decides to meet them in the air. Reacts to the throw. Springs forward with the drive rush. Player 2 will have to fight back. Drive, okay, oh. Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Jumps. The throw misses. Player 2 has a slight life lead that they may sit on. There's still a lot of fighting to be had. It's anyone's match. Throws a fireball. Fireballs are risky, but if the opponent doesn't jump, they're one of the best ground game tools. Looking for a chance. Sonic Blade to fish for a reaction. Player 2 can't use any drive moves without burning out. Experiencing burnout. Player 2 in dire straits with burnout. Hits him with a stop and bop. Player 2 will look to apply pressure here. KO! Well, listen, when you're locked in, you're locked in. That was a decisive win. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Holds out with the block. Long low attack hits. The throw hits. Now the fun begins. Steps in for the throw. Player 2 blazing through that drive gauge to try and set the pace. Still slugging it out here. Takes a trip. Player 2 needs to deal with this burnout. We have one player in burnout state, which means they'll have to continue the fight temporarily without using any drive-reliant moves. Player 2 doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. Taking stock. Player gets it. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Round 2. Fight.
Jumps. The next round is beginning. What's gonna happen now? Timely side twist there, which will let him go on the attack. Steals back a chance. Player 2 will look to apply pressure here. Going in. Player 2 holding on. There's a wall slap. They can't do anything now. Player 1 can't use any drive moves without burning out. Blocking that drive impact isn't going to work. Knockdown and... Player, nice read. Denies them with a somersault kick. Burnout activates. Are we gonna see a comeback here? Shinku Hadouken! This can lead to some big flatline zone. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now.
Final round. Fight.
Looking to wrap this round up quickly. The drive impact doesn't work. Sonic boom. Barely blocks the jump in. Checks him with the boom. Uses the fireball to try and get a reaction. Fires without warning. You've gotta be. Were they looking to connect with an overdrive art from this situation? Player to impact squashed. Uses the impact to shave off some of their drive gauge. Player 2 will have to deal with this dangerous bout of burnout for a while. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Player 2 with the lead. Will they go for offense? Throws them. What now? Player 1 can't let this simmer. They gotta start. No! Stunned off the wall! Okay, here we go. Drive impact misses. That back row was huge. This is gonna hurt. Oh, sees right through him. Cross-up attack. Ugh, take a seat. Are you kidding me? Player 1 is gonna be watching replays for this one for a while. They really took it down to the wire.
a new challenger.
This is gonna be a 5-star match. Get ready for history to be made.
Pushing you on the scene.
Round 1. Fight.
The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. Player 1 pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Opts for the throw. What are they thinking here? Absorbs the attack and fires back. Taking stock. Throws him. What's next? Life lead opens up. The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup? Gets him. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Sorry, no fear.
Reads them. Fires off the Shinku Hadouken. Hits them with a stop and pop. Adds on a bit extra, experiencing burnout. Sticks the combo. Player 2 in dire straits with burnout. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Player 1 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Hits the back throw to get the side switch. Jumps. Barely blocks the jump. Knockdown. Here comes the mix-up. Are we gonna see it? Reads the throw and escapes. Jumps in. What a finish! Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. The first round begins. No time to save that stuff for nationals. It's time to go all in. Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. Keeping them in the corner will only produce more damage opportunities. There's a corner switch. On dangerous turf. Easy to get tagged at this range. Takes a trip. It's a normal hit, but they get in there. A big drive gauge disparity has opened up, and it wouldn't surprise me if they try to open that gap further. Oh, easy tech. We're near the end of the round. Can either fighter pull a rabbit out of their hat here? Throws them to negate the block. Gets the jump in. Taking stock. Life lead opens up. Can't tech the throw. Knockdown. Tries to catch him out with the arch stake. Jump. KO. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Sorry, no fear.
Everything up until now, and everything from here on out, is so vital. Good instincts to spend resources while they have them to tack on more damage. Will this decision pay off for them? The fighters continue to check each other in the early going. The throw misses. Player 1 needs to use the threat of the corner here. They gotta be careful not to overextend or their opponent might go for a side switch. Full SA meters on, brushes that off and keeps going. Uses the gauge for a super arm. The big flex. The broken jaw. Shoryukens!
What's wrong? Get up!
Player 2 drops him. That's gonna leave him rattled. What's next? Player 1 can flatline things. Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Choose a new challenger.
Our fighters are ready to lay it all on the line.
Let us be round one. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Good anti-air. Still slugging it out here. It's the start of the round. How will they start their approach? Player 2 with the life lead. What's the play here? Goes for the command grab. Gets the jump in. Got their eye on the air. Will that drive impact become KO? Player 2 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Checks him with the projectile. Player 2 kept their drive gauge topped off through that round and still took the win. Guess they didn't need it. Looking to plant him with a pile driver. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Target locked and scoop. Manages to block the jump-in attack. Was hungry for the grab. What'll happen here? This is gonna hurt. Scoop, no escaping that. That's what happens when you capitalize on all of your chances. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Goes in on the impact for nothing. It's not over. Deals some sick damage there in exchange for some meter. Was that a good decision? Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. Player 1 will be in a world of hurt if their drive gauge runs out. The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup? This is a huge chance to make them feel it. Player 1 needs to deal with this burnout. Throws them to negate the block. Life lead is opening up, but that can still be overcome with smart drive use. Heading into the end game now, it's getting tense. Whiffs the throw. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Sticks the jump in. Throws him. What's next? Somehow pushes back all the way to center stage. KO! Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Great work finding the opening. Early round decisions are so important to set the tone. This is the range where things get messy. Can they utilize their reach or bait each other out? From low heavy to smart stuff, poking out that range to zone the opponent. Player 1 needs to use the threat of the corner. There's a wall spot. They can't do anything now. Player 1 holding on to that corner advantage. The low. Player 2 is barely hanging in there, but can still mount a comeback using their drive. Knockdown and springs forward with the drive rush. Are we gonna see a comeback here? Here, the projectile connects, not giving the opponent any chances. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks. Low heavy. This is it. Who's gonna take target locked and scoop? Forward rush. Closes the distance. Player 2 with a slight lead. Oh, the throw connects. Post knockdown. Here comes the mix-up. Connects with the throw. Looking for a hold. The drive impact doesn't work. Jump and whiff. They're wide open. No, this'll break them. The jump in is denied. What now? Somehow manages to block the jump in. Throws them. Amazing. Crowns them from above. Player 1 can't let this simmer. They think this time to bust this. They are done. Player 1 clinches the win. But that could have been anyone's game. No way we could have called that. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Presses for a reaction with a fire. This can lead to some big damage. You can open up chances to do big damage by baiting something out, getting that opening, and then jumping in. Goes for the command grab. A dangerous range here. You don't want to get jumped on a long recovery move, or you're going to eat tons of damage. A little too greedy there. All right, what's coming up next? Impact's a no-go. Decides to meet them in the air. Knockdown. Big, low, reaching heavy. Just out of range for that throw. Reads their mind and techs the throw. This is the range where things get messy. Can they utilize their reach or bait each other? Looking to plant them with a pile gun. Both fighters are barely alive. Barely blocks the jump in. Hold your breath. They were not cleared for takeoff. Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Uses a fireball to try and establish their pace. Checking to see how the opponent reacts to long-range fireballs. This is a clear sign that they're testing their opponent's knowledge and gameplay. They're laying into each other. Goes for the jumping. What'll happen here? Double lariat and now? Super arts on deck for both fighters. How they approach the situation will be interesting. KO! Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
comes a new challenger.
Our fighters are ready to get down to it, so let's start the match and see what these warriors are capable of.
Nowhere to run.
This will be round one. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? That was a solid anti-air. Solid anti-air will shut down the opponent's air game and make it much harder to jump in. Uncomfortable space here. Can they clip each other on the edge? Player 2 with the life lead. They've got a small life lead, but it's not over. Maintains composure and pushes out of the corner. The throw misses. Both sides backing off to form their game plan. Nails the anti-air. Taking stock. This is the range where things get messy. Can they utilize their reach or bait each other out? Feeling out the spacing. Had the radar up and running. Decides to meet them in the air. Life lead opens up. Misses the drive impact. All right, what's coming up next? Checks them with a projectile. They break things off to take a quick breather. Will that drive impact get punished? Very solid corner switch. With the throw. Blocking that drive impact isn't going to work. Player 2 will have to fight back with experiencing burnout. Player 2 needs to hold out until their drive gauge recovers. Gets some. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Round 2. Fight.
Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Got their eye on the air. Consistent anti-air is huge because shutting down the air game will let you dictate the pace of the match much easier. How will this impact things? Player 1 has a slight life lead. There's been some back and forth, but no one has dominated the fight. Player 2 is working with a better gauge. What can they do with it? What separates the good from the great in this game is smart gauge management. Hit them with a stop and bop. Knockdown and... Ooh, what's this? What's gonna happen? They can't squander this punish counter chance. Looking to impress with this super. Player 1 is dominating this match. So, what's next? There's the impact. Not the KO. Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow-up here? Had the radar up and running. Just out of range for that throw. Any developments early in the round will set the table for the rest of the fight. Both fighters have plenty of health. Where is this match going to go? How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? That drive impact is blocked. Drive impact is blocked, but takes a bite out of the drive gauge to apply some pressure. They knew that throw was coming. That tech's what you get when both sides go in on the throw. Both fighters have no meter. Who's going to make the first move? Okay, both fighters have taken a long step back. They're both looking to reassess the fight. Player 2 has the life advantage. There's still a lot of fighting to be had. It's anyone's match. We're at the halfway point of the round, and both fighters should be halfway through the round now. Expect to see both fighters heat it up with a combo into super. Player 1 must be feeling good after that super, but they gotta keep on the gas. All right, what's coming up next? Player 2 can't let their drive gauge run out. They need to find a way to reset the situation. This is the perfect range to reach out and tag them with something. The jump-in is denied. Knockdown. Life lead opens up. Less than 20 seconds remaining. Experiencing burnout. They gotta keep add a little super juice and get some. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Round 2.
Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Can't tech the throw? Player 1 spent a chunk of their SA meter and enters the round with a deficit. They've got to be extra careful. Both fighters planning something? Player 2 is in a pretty good situation with a meter advantage. What's the next move? Oh, the back and forth reads are unreal. Player 1 has a slight life lead that they may sit on. Oh, what's this? Were they baiting them into that? That's how you force your opponent to do what you want so you can get a punish. Doesn't miss a beat. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Player 2 is not in a good place health-wise, but with a super art in play, it's still not over. Breaks those shins. Blocks the impact. KO. That was a clinic on how a solid neutral game wins matches.
Comes a new challenger.
This isn't about just winning the match. Pride and bragging rights are at stake here. Both fighters will need to bring their A game to the table. The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. They're not going to allow any jump-ins. Solid anti-air will shut down the opponent's air game and make it much harder to jump in. We're still in the early going, and it's really anyone's fight. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? Player 1 chases them down. The throw connects for counter-hit damage. Taking stock. Player 1 is going to have a hard time managing their drive now. All right, what's coming up next? Player 1 needs to deal with this burnout. In a dire situation, experiencing burnout. Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. This is a critical point of the round where they just need to go for it. Both players all out of KO. Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Jump. They block the overhead, and there's the impact. Not letting that go unpunished. Sets it up. Goes for the Shin Shoryuken. They're willing to go all in here.
What's wrong? Get up.
Now, drive rush to keep it going. Player 2 is in a pretty good situation with a meter advantage. What separates the good from the great in this game is smart gauge management. Player 2 can't use any drive moves without burning out. Just goes for it at this range. Uses the gauge for the super. They're not playing around here. Life lead is the pillow heavy connected. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. A little too greedy there. This is a good range to test the opponent's reaction to fireballs. Trying to control their opponent here from a distance. Player 1 has used up all of their drive gauge. The drive gauge is completely empty, meaning their ability to block is also weaker. They need to hold out. The super armor does its job. Goes for the command grab. This is where things will get interesting as the damage starts to pile up on both fighters. Drive gauge finally recovers. Takes a big gamble and rips out a raw super. They just went for it with that super. This may be the start of their counter-offensive. There's the drive impact that's going to lead to a juicy punish counter. Who will capitalize? Burnout activates. Player 1 has depleted their drive gauge, but they are still within range to win this round. Gotta be careful not to whip a KO. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Low heavy hits, mix up incoming. Hits them with a stopping bomb. Uses their drive to maximize their damage. Risky decision, but let's see how this plays out. Throw missed. Jumps up. Heavy punch sends them flying. They're experiencing burnout. Looks like they both anti-air in this punch. Crowns them from above. Overhead, but it won't work. There's the impact. Not letting that go unpunished. Whoa, critical art now? A clean KO. Nice meter awareness. You need guts to pull that off. Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point. A jump in? Heavy punch sends them flying. Throws a fireball. Connects with the throw. Player 1 is working with a better game. What can they do with it? Nothing stops this train. This is gonna hurt. Both sides getting ready. Player 1 can't let this simmer. Reach out and hug him. Noticeable life lead. It's a comeback. Oh my God, this might be a perfect reach. Oh, sends him a personalized telegram with that frightening critical. Can they muster up the nerves to fight back and take this round? Player 2 can't use any drive moves. Gotta play it safe. It's over! Player 1 was definitely sweaty during that well-earned win. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. A trade, but they're not worried. Grabs and throws them away. Closes the gap for the grab. Neither of them willing to back off here. What are they thinking here? Player 1 pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. This is where things will get interesting as the damage starts to pile up on both fighters. Player 2 is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. Opts for the throw to close it out. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Got their eye on the air. Reads them. Player 1 will look to a super art. Picks up the counter. This is going to be huge. Zones with the fireball. Jumps. Side switch in the corner. Both fighters planning something? From low heavy to smart stuff. Poking at that range to zone the opponent. Ups the damage on that by opting to go for the overdrive on it. What's next? There's a burnout. A real test of nerves here. Dangerous range here. The low kick hits. Even the slightest hit may end the round. They can't get them with a quick low kick. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win?
Are you serious?
Immediate jump in. Final round. Who will the fighting game gods favor here? Hit them with a stopping bomb. More fuel to the fire. Cook them up. Uh-oh. This could really tip the scales.
What's wrong? Get up!
Player 1 is in a
Fair.
That throw's gonna take off a chunk again.
The sweet spot.
Connects with the throw. Low heavy. Sets up with the jump in.
Awesome! Player one gets the win in a convincing fashion.
challenger.
This is a mirror match, which means it's not just about the win, but about your pride as a player too. This is a must-win fight. The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. Overdrive. It's the start of the round. How will they start their approach? Utilizes an overdrive art there to tack on just a little more damage. Was that a good decision? Throws him down. A dangerous range here. You don't want to get jumped on a long recovery move where you're going to eat tons of damage. Impact's a no-go. Forcefully closes the gap. Whips the throw down to the wire. We're near the end of the adds a little super juice into this combo for more damage. Player one creates a good corner opportunity, and the throw ends the round. Player one picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Round two. Fight.
Tries to set the tone with that charging attack. Hits him with a stopping bomb. Decides to spend the meter to open up some more chances. Will this decision pay off for them? It's not over. Good instincts to spend resources while they have them to tack on more damage. Player two can't use any drive moves without burning out. Experiencing burnout. Player two has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. Knockdown and brushes that off and keeps going. Whiffs with that huge attack. This is the ideal range to utilize the fireball game. The drive impact doesn't work. Reads the throw and escapes. Tries to make something happen with an overdrive arm. How did they read that throw? Gotta be careful not to base out the low kick. Tries to act quickly, but whiffs the attack. Are we gonna... Wow, reads the counterattack. What now?
Not good enough.
Wraps it up with a throw. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks. Ooh, it looks like it adds a bit of OD spice there. Anti-air drops him. All the throw connects. Springs forward with the drive rush. Closes the distance. Do it to him. Show the people what they came to see, Ryu.
What's wrong? Get up.
Player two meets them air to air. Who'll set the bait at this range? Okay, in with the cross. Throws them. What's next? Charges up the plasma. What were they thinking? Goes to the air. Gets the corner sweep. Ooh, put a little extra on that. In attack range. Notice, were they looking to connect with an overdrive arc from this situation? Checking with the fireball. How will they react?
This is my chance.
They didn't test the throw. Player one comes away with the win. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Jumps? The fighters continue to check each other in the early going. Player two is just about out of drive after that. Misfire with a drive impact. Whipping a drive impact opens a huge window to get punished. Player two in that dangerous burnout state. Oh, can they survive this badly timed burnout? This is the perfect range to reach out and tag them with something. Taking stock. Projectile to try and change the situation. Decides to meet them in the air. Intercepts. Slick anti-air finish. Player two picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Will gain control of the match in the early going. Feeling out the spacing. Player two doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. We have one player in burnout state, which means they'll have to continue the fight temporarily without using any drive-reliant moves. Player two will look... burnout activates. They're both driveless. This is gonna get messy. Player 1 in dire straits with burnout. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Medium kick hits. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this point. Experiencing burnout. Zones with the fireball. So, what's next? Takes the opponent out of the air. This is a chance to dictate the pace. Player 2 will have to deal with this dangerous bout of burnout for a while. A quick breather. Hits him with a stop and bop. Ooh, you never a super art? That's not gonna hit. They're going for the super art. Sets it up. Goes for the Shin Shoryuken. They're willing to go all in here.
What's wrong? Get up!
And they create an opportunity for themselves to see what a sick counter. It's like they knew exactly what was gonna happen. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? Throws him. Ooh, there's a side switch. This could be big.
Betting it all on the drive rush.
The drive impact doesn't work. Uses the impact to shave off some of their drive gauge. All the throw connects.
Shrugs that off.
Oh, here we go. Both absolutely refusing to give up ground. Shakes things up with a fireball. Reads the jump in perfectly. What now? Even the shot pays off. Player 2 showed they are truly the best of the best. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Medium kick hits. Feeling out the spacing. Closing. What's next? Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Player 2 has used up all of their drive gauge. We have one player in burnout state, which means they'll have to continue the fight temporarily without using any drive-reliant moves. Was looking for that jump attack. Sees it coming and blocks it out. Intercepts. Slick anti-air finish. Player 2 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Brushes off the impact. Checks them with a projectile. Player 1 had a hard time managing their drive gauge last round, and I'm sure they're aware that they need to start at that. Good heads-up decision opting for the drive impact. Knockdown and Player 2 has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Player 2 will look to apply pressure here. Goes for the fireball, which is very strong at this range. Good distance for a shot. One mistake here is all that's needed to finish the round. Overdrive Hadouken. Gotta be careful not to whip at this range. Medium kick. Willing to risk it for the overdrive. Reads the jump in perfectly. Gotta do better than that. There's a burnout. Note experiencing burnout. A quick breather. Dangerous range hit low, heavy, but no go. Closes it out. Player 2 survived that tense mirror match.
comes a new challenger.
Our fighters are ready to get down to it, so let's start the match and see what these warriors are capable of.
Round one.
The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. Tries to throw, but doesn't connect. The impact gets blocked. Drive impact is blocked, but takes a bite out of the drive gauge to apply some pressure. Tries to get a breather with a projectile. There's a punish counter. This can lead to something very big if they can capitalize. That's how you capitalize on an opponent's mistake. Get the punish counter by waiting for the opponent to whiff an attack and then strike without hesitation. Uncomfortable space here. Can they clip each other on the edge? Player one in that dangerous burnout state. Can they outlast it? Player one has used up all of their drive gauge. They need to hold out. The pace is slowed considerably. Who will make the first move? Expect both fighters to crank it up a bit now that we're halfway through the round. Whiffs the throw. Okay, creating some space here. There's space to make something happen here, and neither fighter looks willing to back down. All right, what's coming up next? Player two can't afford to get hit again, but still has a chance to take the round if they can find openings to use their drive. Shoots off a fireball up close. I think they decided to create some distance. Were they baiting them into that? KO! Player one picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Round two. Fight.
Jumps. Hits him with a stopping block. Decides to spend the meter to open up some more chances. Player two creates a good corner opportunity. Big chance here to do some damage if they can keep the corner pressure up. Full SA meters on deck for both sides. This could be over soon. This is where smart meter management is going to come into play. Our fighters will need to tread carefully. There's the drive impact that's going to lead to a juicy punish counter. Still scrapping for control of the space. Goes for the fireball, which is very strong at this range. Jumps in. Both fighters planning something? A jump in? Not looking good. The corner's a bad place to be. Player one has the chance to win the round if they can put their face out the low kick. Impact counter! Oh, that's so sick. On for the critical art. This is gonna kill, no doubt about it. No way, that win wasn't luck. That was 100% planned. Player one gets the win in a convincing fashion. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Shows the medium kick. Sees it coming and blocks it out. Projectile to try and change the situation. Fireballs are risky, but if the opponent doesn't jump, they're one of the best ground game tools. Gets a chance with that jump in. What's the play here? A dangerous range here. You don't want to get jumped on a long recovery move, or you're going to eat tons of damage. Big, low, reaching heavy. Uses a long range attack there to zone them perfectly. Player one chased down to the wire. Experiencing burnout. Takes a trip. Medium kick. Gotta be careful not to whip at this range. Player two can't afford mistakes without that in there. Player two takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Jumps up, throws them to negate the block. Player two did a great job of reading their opponent up close that last round. Can they keep the momentum? Can they stop this life lead from getting bigger? There's still a lot of fighting to be had. It's anyone's match. Blocks it, hits them with a stopping bomb. Our fighters are at a standstill. What's the play here? Out of range, relatively safe. Rips the slasher out. Uses the fireball to try and get a reaction. Fires without warning. The engagement here will have a huge effect on the rest of the match. Both fighters have a full super meter on deck. The winner will be the one who brushes that off and keeps going. More fuel to the fire. Cook them up. Closing it out with a super art finish. Nice and clean. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? Final round. Who will the fighting game gods favor here? Player 2, Impact Squat. Uses the impact to shave off some of their drive gauge. Pumps the brakes on the impact. Nothing stops this train. Flank turns out. They're taking a step back to slow down the pace. Strong super hard incoming. Uh-oh. This could really tip the scales. This is an excellent block. Connects with the throw. Noticeable life lead. Hits the drive. Very low heavy. There's a burnout. Wow, that throw did some juicy damage. No one could have called that. Player 1 is going to be watching replays for this one for a while. They really took it down to the wire.
Challenger.
This isn't about just winning the match. Pride and bragging rights are at stake here. Both fighters will need to bring their A game to the table.
Round one. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. The command grab doesn't make it. Opts for the throw. Was well in range to score the throw. Player 2 has the life lead. Well-timed command throw there. What are they thinking here? Gets the jump in. Player 2 chases them down. Keeping them in the corner will only produce more damage opportunity. Player 2 is going to have a hard time managing their drive now. Okay, creating some space here. Player 2 needs to deal with this burnout. They were looking up. In a dire situation. They can't afford it. They were totally ready for the jump. Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Round 2. Fight.
Immediate jump in. They've both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Player 1 has a slight life lead that they may sit on. There's been some back and forth, but no one has dominated the fight.
They can't squander this punish counter chance.
Bends the leader, hoping for a good return.
Are they dead off this super? It's too close to call.
The super art doesn't kill. They gotta focus to finish this off in there. Player 1 took no time to finish that fight. Our fighters are pumping themselves up and are raring to go. Who's going to come out on top in this fight?
Nowhere to run.
Round one. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Blocks the jump in. Any developments early in the round will set the table for the rest of the fight. What's the play here? Uncomfortable space here. Can they clip each other on the edge? Stands firm and blocks the drive impact. Drive impact is blocked, but takes a bite out of the drive gauge to apply some pressure. Opts for the throw. It takes a trip. The throw hits. Now the fun begins. Good work staying in throw range there. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Plenty of space between the fighters. What will be their approach? That drive impact is blocked. Long low attack hits. That's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. Jumps? What's the next move? Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. Drive rush to keep it going. Hold your breath. Digs in deep to get that drive in. Closing, experiencing burnout. Burnout act in there. Player one on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Right off the bat, there's no hesitation. They start the attack, hit them with a stop and pop. Baits out the attack and gets the punish counter. Amazing concentration on display as they punish when their opponent's attack left them wide open. Super on deck for both fighters. Expect to see some fireworks. This is where smart meter management is going to come into play. Our fighters will need to tread carefully. Risky up, the punish counter gives them a great opening here to do big damage. They were right to be on guard there. Player two will look to apply pressure. Execute KO. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win?
Final round. Fight.
Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Blocks the low heavy and hits anti-air in the clutch. Super Art on deck, but the drive impact doesn't work. Okay, here we go. Great job. Oh, the throw connects. That throw will do some good damage. Pokes with a kick. Drive gauge management here is going to be vital. Amazing. Nothing stops this train. Pumps the brakes on the impact. They push it, sets up with the jump in. There's a burnout. Oh, here we go. Ooh, what a smart throw. This can lead to some big damage. Called it. Super out of nowhere. The big range of this competitor is unreal.
That felt good, didn't it?
Does not leave anything to chance with that super finish. Player one really had to fight for that one. No shortage of drama. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Looks like they want to put a new spin on things with that fireball. Sticks the combo. Oh! Punishes that ill-timed attack with a drive impact. Very bad choice there. That should teach him you can't just throw out moves. Plenty of space between the fighters. What will be their approach? Sees it coming and blocks it out. The jump-in is denied. Good job blocking the jump-in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Down to the wire. Player two chases them down. Knockdown. Reacts to the throw. They get driven into the wall, breaking their guard. Player two doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not KO. Player one takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Holds out with the block. Who'll gain control of the match in the early going? Oh, easy tech. Reads the throw and shuts it down. This is the perfect range to reach out and tag them with something. They were expecting that drive impact. Excellent block to shut out the impact. Both fighters have a full super meter on deck. The winner will be the one who manages it best. Blocks the impact. Throws a fireball. Connects with medium kicks. The throw missed. Oh, what's this? But this is gonna be bad news. On for the critical art. Sets it up. Goes for the Shin Shoryuken. They're willing to go all in here.
This is the path I have chosen.
Dealing a nice chunk of damage. What drops them? Checks with a medium kick. What are they gonna do? Shakes things up with a fireball. Throw is denied. What a read. Oh, could be the start of something. Notice
Impact counter! Oh, that's so sick! Sits him down with a super! Now that's how you take a round!
That felt good, didn't it?
did not miss that chance and takes the round.
Well fought!
Player one brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Fists of mine! There! Right there! An opening! Right there! Poria! What's wrong? Get up! What's wrong? Get up! Fists of mine! No! Hadouken! Hadouken! comes a new challenger.
Our fighters are pumping themselves up and are raring to go. Who's going to come out on top in this fight?
Let us begin. Round one. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Puts one in the pocket. Goes for the throw. Side switch. Now they're on the defensive. Does not want to get stuck in the corner. Okay, both fighters have taken a long step back. They're both looking to reassess the fight. Fighters take a step back to reassess. Time for a new game plan. Does a good job of pushing back. All right, what's coming up down to the wire? Can they convert this punish counter? And a super activation. Looking to score some juicy damage. Jumps in. The throw misses. Brushes that off and keeps going. The engagement here will have a huge effect on the rest of the match. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Player one will have to fight back to without experiencing burnout. They need to rely on their instincts here. KO! Player one takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Gets a risky buck in. Takes them all the way to... Oh, what's this? Baits out the attack and gets the punish counter. It's back with the drive impact on the recovery. This punish counter presents a huge chance. Player goes for the Shin Hashogen. Both fighters planning something? Buffs up. Gotta be careful not to whiff at this range. Ooh, what a smart blow. Player two will look to apply solid anti-air. Blocking that drive impact isn't going to work. Only a little bit of drive and life left. Will they gamble something here on a drive move? Cross-up attack. Wraps it up with a throw. Player one is a force to be reckoned with. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Pings them with the Shikusen. Player two chases them down. No good up high. Any developments early in the round will set the table for the rest of the fight. Player one will be in a world of hurt if their drive gauge runs out. Plenty of life left in both fighters, but a big difference in drive. How can they use this to their advantage? A depleted drive gauge will really limit their options here. Smart meter management is one of the keys to winning, so they'll have to keep tabs on that if they want to win this match. KO. Player one picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Misses the drive impact. Punish counter. This could lead, adds a little super juice into this combo for more damage. How's this round going to develop? Player two couldn't even get a tickle in. Might be time for a change. We have a super art on deck. Expect to see way more pressure here. Their spacing is so on... burnout activates. Player two in dire straits with burnout. Oh, they're in the corner now. No running away. Player two holding on to that corner advantage. Tries to act quickly, but with the attack. Amazing. Oh my, the throw tech. Perfect execution with the anti-air. Punish counter sets the table. Goes for the Shin Hashogeki. Player one flipping burns out. Player one can't use any drive moves. Got him. What a finish. Player one is a force to be reckoned with.